no one hold or no one position works for everybody. So you're going to tweak your hold and your position to accommodate your breast, your baby, your type of nipples, whether you're feeding on the right, whether you're feeding on the left, whether you're sitting, whether you're laying. You accommodate in each latch what works best for you instead of getting used to any one latch, because it may not work all the time. You can't expect to always be sitting in a specific chair with a specific pillow in a specific part of your house. You're going to want to be able to breastfeed wherever you go. Don't focus on the nipple. A lot of people are very focused on nipples when it comes to breastfeeding. However, a nipple on a breast to me is kind of like a nipple on a bottle. It's just a way for the milk to come out of, but it's not the focus. The actual focus is not the nipple. The focus is the breast. So if you were to look at the anatomy of the breast and say the breast didn't have a nipple, right? You would see ducts, you would see the tissue. There's also nerve endings in there as well. And so when a baby latches, you don't want to just latch like this on the nipple, because then you're not stimulating these nerve endings and causing stimulation of milk transfer as well as milk production. So you want to get the baby onto the areola here, so the baby is actually creating milk transfer and stimulating milk production rather than just being on the nipple itself. Okay, you want to use your tools, use your pillows, use your footstool, adjust your chair, adjust your pillows on your couch or on your bed so that you can accommodate stability in your position. If you get your breast in the tip of the baby's mouth here, and you're triggering to try to trigger the baby to eat, you're basically teasing the baby. And I learned this from a baby who had a very high bubbled palate. And every time mom tried to latch, she'd get her breast in the mouth and the baby still would not suck. The baby would just get really, really fussy. And the mother was so frustrated. She didn't know what to do. And this baby was already a month old. So mom had been frustrated and trying to feed this baby for a whole month. And she was very determined to breastfeed, but she ended up having to use a bottle sometimes just to calm the baby down. We found out that the breast wasn't getting in deep enough to get above the tongue and up to the top of the palate to trigger suck because of a bubble palate. So oftentimes there may be an oral cavity or something going on that you just don't recognize right away, but only getting partially in is teasing. So getting here or right here or even partially in is only going to tease the baby and cause the baby to really suck down on that nipple, trying to get milk out of it and getting very frustrated because the baby's not getting in deep enough to trigger suck for the baby and the baby's brain, and the baby's not getting deep enough onto the breast to trigger milk production and a good milk transfer. So it's important to get deep in. So one of the things that I created is called Tickle Back Away. And I use Tickle Back Away because I've dealt with a lot of moms who had really severely cracking nipples and really were committed to breastfeeding but were in a lot of pain. And having to latch to a breast that is already cracked and bleeding and sore can be very, very difficult. Okay, so in order to slow things down, put mommy in charge of when the baby latches, and catching that right time to actually latch the baby meant the baby was not too sleepy, the baby was not too hungry, the baby wasn't licking, but actually waiting for okay. Now, so in order to do that, you can use an anatomical latch, which is chin to breast, nose to nipple, roll out the bottom lip, or you can just tickle and back away, or tickle and back away. The idea is not to stay here and keep trying to get the baby to open the mouth, because this is very confusing, versus saying, come on baby, come on baby, until the baby goes Now you have a nice wide open mouth with the tongue down, head tilted back, and you can get right in deep into the mouth. Get your fingers out of the way immediately upon latching. Make sure your fingers are not in the way and your baby's trying to latch like this. Instead, get your fingers back out of the way. Make a sandwich for the baby, so when the baby latches, the baby can get deep onto the breast, and the nipple is actually inside of the baby's mouth, not being squeezed at the tip, and therefore it allows milk transfer. So slow things down, use tickle back away, and you should be able to latch with a lot less pain. And eventually, by using this technique of tickle back away, putting mom in charge of when the baby latches, understanding what you're trying to accomplish, looking at what you're trying to put together, the mouth and the breast, I have found that lots of mothers have been able to completely reduce pain and eliminate pain with latch, even for tongue-tied babies, or babies who had oral cavity issues, or moms who had really large, long nipples. So hopefully something that I've said can help you to be successful in your breastfeeding experience and reduce or eliminate pain. If there's something that you'd like for me to talk about, or any questions that you have for me, please let me know and I will respond as soon as possible. Thank you so much and have a great day.